All right, let's continue here. So I'm gonna start doing these up to 45 minutes, 1 hour, something like this. I'm breaking them down just so it's easier to digest and follow. Well, if you're new here, I am building a Framer template and sharing my process along with you. The idea is just for it to be like a hangout, and I'm just going to go through what I'm doing, kind of show, how the project is going and what I'm working on, explaining some things I'm just going to do. And yeah, let's get started with that. If you're interested in looking at my Framer templates, you can check out the link in my YouTube channel, in my bio, and also in the description below. I'm going to add a link to the website where you can find all the templates that I have. Right now, there's only one pushed live, but I'm going to continue adding as I publish new ones. This one is going to be the next one that will be up there, and also on Framer Marketplace, hopefully, after it goes through the the process of being reviewed and accepted into the marketplace. So let's have a look at where we stopped. Basically, looking at our Figma here, we have the structure built, and also I've kind of redesigned some things, but we've had the structure built for all of these pages. So home, collection, all products we're not going to use because it's not included in Framer Commerce. We have it for collection, product page, about page, and up to contact, I believe. Yeah, up to contact. Again, changed up the design as I was building because I kind of had a few other ideas I wanted to try, and yeah, just did it that way. So now we're only missing, like, as far as structure and build, we're only missing help, FAQ, policies, blog, and the blog post, and the 404. So I'm just going to continue building upon it. I was also adding some extra touches and some changes to the product page. Yesterday I spent a bunch of time basically turning this button into a reusable component that has pretty simple. It became pretty simple to like change the controls, but there's a lot going on under the hood. It's like a bunch of nested components, and I can do a deep dive into that in a different video. But basically, the only thing that I haven't figured out just yet is how to make sure that the content that's in here, like in the text, doesn't get clipped, because for some reason the width is not dynamic. Because I know why it's happening, but I don't know why Framer does it this way. For some reason, when you have a component like this and you start nesting things, you're basically obligated to have a fixed width, and because if you set something to fit, and then inside it you have it set to fit, and then just keep going that way, Framer will set a fixed width somewhere. So here we can see it's all set to fit because there's the widths are really coming from the inside components, right? But if I go ahead and edit this, you'll see that here it's being set to fixed, and that's why it's cropping my text. I don't know why it doesn't let me just do fit here. You see, set to fixed again by itself, fit here. And then, right, of course, here we're gonna have the text, and then fit, but there it's changing it to fit now because this one is fixed, right? If I also set it to fit, at some point, it's gonna prompt me saying that the parent was set to fixed to avoid a layout collapse, basically. So, or sometimes it doesn't prompt me, it just does it. What I found is that sometimes it just lets me have fit everywhere, and then after some time, for whatever reason, it sets things back to fixed, and like it doesn't even say anything. So like here, fit, 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 fit. It's all fine. It's looking fine. For now, we're good. So let's see. Yeah, here also fit. Okay, perfect. I still don't know if it's a bug, but what I do know is that it should work now. Yeah, see, there we go. But for some reason, it just keeps setting it back to fixed sometimes. I don't know why it happens. Again, maybe it's just a bug. I'm not sure. But for now, it's working, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to touch any of it. Let's see if it's fine with our primary and secondary variants here, just to be sure. I think it should be. Yeah, I think we're good there. We don't need to have an override for those. Let's see here. Yeah, also no need for an override there. Okay, cool. So that's actually amazing, because that was a big issue I had yesterday. And I'm pretty glad that it kind of looks like it worked itself out. The last thing I have here is that, okay, that's perfect. So I'm just going to set this to fit. Okay, amazing. That's actually a big relief, because I was having that issue. It's quite annoying. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and set these to fit as well. Hopefully it doesn't break anything. I found these components to be quite sensitive, in the sense that like sometimes you change a small thing and then everything inside breaks. All right. Actually, on here, I might want to set this to fill, because yeah, now that's also a thing that let's see, fit. I guess we could set this to fill. Let's see if I do set like a min of 500, let's say, then yeah, that would have to be set to fill as well. Okay, let's just do a min of 175 like we had before. And actually, so instead I'm going to do the fill, because then when I have a situation like this, I can control whether I want this to be like, well, large or like wide or not. Let's just see something here. 100. Okay, so it's not exactly working just yet. Okay, because of this. So here we're going to set it to fill, parent to fit. Yeah, and that's where we start getting our conflict. So let's just do fit and fit. And we'll see if that lets us sort of. Okay, that's exactly what I want. So now you see, like, if I want to make this smaller, all I have to do is just set it to fill, or not this one, because this one is the smallest that it can be. It doesn't have a background, but like this one, set it to fill. Yeah, it should work. Let's see. Something else is still wrong. Figure out why. Oh, you know what? Maybe that's a better option. Let's just do a relative of 100, and here we'll fit it. Does that work? Nope. Yeah, that's the conflict I've been having, you see. And it's funny because, well, on this one it's working, so I wonder if there's something I'm doing there. I guess it's because of the level of nesting. It's quite confusing. Like you get to a point where it just everything just kind of there's so many layers that you have to kind of go one by one very, very carefully and kind of check how things are supposed to be set. So here in this case, we're good. So that means that if I set that component is nested in here. That means if I set like a 120 here, it's gonna adapt. 120 is too small, but you get my point. Like you see, like if it's not too small, it's gonna go ahead and adapt to whatever I want. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and I'm gonna try and set this to fit again and just see what happens here, because yeah, I guess I do have to set that state, like the width of whatever I want the button to be at needs to be set over here. Oops, sorry about that. Needs to be set over here inside of these states. So like if I want to change the width, I'm just gonna have to do it here, because otherwise it just doesn't translate to those ones. And here I'm just gonna do a fit. Here also fit to for all of those. So fit, and yeah, that's gonna do it. So now if I want to set specific width, I'm just gonna go in here and do it. To be honest, I want to go ahead and let's do fill on this one. And here we'll just do fit. I think that's actually totally fine. It's okay. We have fixed the issue that we had that was cropping this before. Perfect. And now I just gotta set a hover state for this. I want to make sure that this is actually doing what I want it to do. Okay, amazing. So hover state for this is going to be for the dark. Again, a little bit confusing the way it's set up here, but basically it's just I've just nested every single possible variation that I might want, and in such a way that I can just do like, is it light, like light colored or dark colored? Yes or no. Does it have a background fill? Yes or no. So like if I set yes, this is the secondary. It's not exactly a fill. It's like it's just encompassed in that shape. Is the icon on the right? Is the icon on the left? If it's not, for example, if it's primary, you'll see that the fill actually is a fill. Anyway, but the reason why the icon changes because the icon is different for each of those. But I can see that some things are not correct just yet. So for example, here, this icon should have changed to the plus. So that tells me that the light icon for the secondary in this instance is not connected properly. So let's just go have a look. So secondary light, right? So here we have, let's see, light icon, and here it's also set to light icon, but maybe inside. Let's just be sure that our icons are correctly mapped. So light icon, light icon. I'm gonna check all of them just since I'm already here, because maybe there's some other one that's not correct yet. So there. Okay. Variant is the button icon, dark icon, light icon. Here in secondary, let's check secondary light. Button icon is set to light. Set to dark. I wonder if there's something here. Let's just check this one that's working properly. So we have button icon dark, dark icon, dark icon. And I'm pretty sure that it's okay. Dark icon, cool. Okay, there we go. This is the one. See, light icon is not connected here as a property, so we'll just connect it there. Do the same here. Oh, actually, no, sorry. This one should be connected to only dark icon. Could connect both, but it doesn't really matter in this case. And so here, we'll just do light icon on both. And there we go. I think that should have taken care of it. Let's see. Nope. So this one is going to be the light icon. For the secondary, light is no. VG fill is yes. Let's see. Secondary, dark, so light is no. BG fill is yes, it's this one. So dark icon. Oh yeah, that's why, because it's not the dark icon. It should be the light one that's set up here, because the dark version of the secondary uses the light icon. So let's just go ahead and set the light icon here. I might go ahead and connect both properties everywhere, actually, just to be very thorough. Let's see, like dark, 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 and dark. Maybe we'll just, let me just see if I can do it for all of them at once. Maybe I can. Dark icon, dark icon. Okay, amazing. Cool. That should do it. See, so now we have the plus there. If I change the dark icon, it's not going to do anything, because obviously this variant only uses the light one. By the way, the reason why we have this as a variant is because, unfortunately, for some reason that I honestly don't know why, and maybe it's a limitation on Framer, maybe it's just something that I didn't figure out how to do, but I can't use the color of a vector path as a component property. Because if I could, then it would have been much easier to just, you know, basically we would just select the icon once, and then the color of the icon would be taken care of by the variant, like this stuff inside, basically. So anyway, okay, that's it. This is supposed to say more info. I've been doing caps only on at the beginning there, and it's actually no BG. Perfect. Let's see what else we got. Okay, cool. Now we had to set the hover states, I believe. Yeah. So for now, we currently have hover states set up. I'm gonna do just a few instances of these because I want to do like BG fill, yes. And let's do a let's do a left and a right of each. Yeah, I definitely have to fix that. Right icon with BG fill. Perfect. And now I'm gonna do a just add a dark background just to be able to see them. So all of them will be light. Yes. And this one, let's do them on secondary, but then I'm gonna go ahead and just check that the primaries are also fine. And do the same for the ones that aren't light. Okay, perfect. So left icon, right icon. Good. Now we can see the entire picture here. Just check. I'm gonna check for hover states. Let's go over here. So this one has it. This one, like, it's wrong. That one kind of has it. I have to fix some stuff. So for now, it looks like the ones with BG have them, but they're not exactly correct. Let's fix structure first, actually. So I'm going to start with this one. This one is the secondary dark, no BG right icon. So I'm going to go ahead and set it to, let's just check it here. Yeah. Okay, so it's going to be right icon. I'm going to just close everything. Right icon, BG fill. In general, I can just temporarily remove this, make it visible. I'm actually gonna, let me think about a way to, I'm just gonna add those equals conditions, and then this way I can, yeah, this way I can change it without detaching the property, because I basically wanna keep the condition so I don't have to copy paste over and over again. Also remember what everything was, because it took a long time to figure this out, to like make it work exactly how I want it. So not even figure this out, but just to build it, it's a lot of execution. So we're going to cut down on that if we don't have to take the time. All right, so here we want to make sure that it's set to no right there, and over here set to yes, that it's set to no. Okay, perfect. So now we can see the ones with BG fill have an issue on hover. Oh, not only on hover, actually. Let's see what's happening there. So the main thing is it's set to fit. Let's have a look at exactly what's happening here. Oh yeah, of course. Okay, so before I do that, let's do this. We're gonna duplicate it and start detaching the instances, because we want to see exactly how this is set up and what's causing it to be just like to not work properly. So we can just go ahead and do this. Detach this one as well, and there we're gonna see what's causing the issue. So here obviously this stack isn't properly set up. So I think I was doing, oh no, that was on hover. So here we just have to like do 0 and 0. Let's see. Height should be, yeah, actually no, it should just be vertically centered. Okay. And well, that should take care of that part of the issue, and then we're just going to do alignment for the other part. So the first thing we have to do is to go ahead and check the secondary and add a condition to say here no, and to say there also no. We're just flipping it, basically. And there we want to do again, add a condition so that we can see things. So we see pretty clearly what's wrong. I wonder why it doesn't let me anchor to both, but that's fine, like as long as we can set it to anchor on one of them, I think it should be okay. And here we see the reason why it's weird. So there we have, this probably shouldn't be set to center. Let me see. I'm gonna do it on let's see why that's, do I have padding here? No. Oh wait, yeah, we have a min width here which I want to remove. Good. That's good. All right, cool. So now that should be working well. Let's go ahead and remove our conditions, or condition values, like just reset them. Now this should be working as intended. Perfect. Okay, that's fixed. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go through each of those that might be broken. I think as far as structure, we're good with all of them now. And this little trick I just came up with on the spot here. It's really helpful to help set up those variants in a way that you don't have to like keep showing and hiding things by detaching the property. So actually that's a lesson learned for creating these nested, more complicated components. Now, structure looks good on all of them. So the next thing we want to do is to make sure that they all work on hover states the way that they're supposed to work. So here, this is fine, not fine, not fine. So the secondary ones are moving over to the right. Should be quite easy to fix. So the hover states are being set up here. Just check if there's anything that's changing here between them, like between a secondary and a primary hover state on the component level, as well as, let's see, it's interesting. I don't see anything here. So it's probably going to be inside. Yeah, great. So there, we want to go ahead and, it doesn't really matter, the side doesn't really matter right now for us, like left or right, so we can just do it on this one, that's okay. BG fill, let's see. Actually, let me just make sure that that's the case. I think it is, but no, I'm not sure. Yeah. So these are the right ones. And the left ones also. Oh. Oh no, the secondary on the left are fine. So it's the right ones that have an issue. Apologize for that. So here, I'm going to go over to our left, flip it. Cool. You can see the issue right away. So the issue is that this has a fixed width. Why? Probably because of those problems I was talking about, that Framer keeps adding those fixed widths everywhere, which is very annoying. Anyway, now we're just gonna flip this back over. Can I just reset? Maybe. I think I might, actually maybe I can. All right, cool, I can. That's great. So we'll just go ahead and preview that now. And that's working perfectly fine. This one is also still moving over to the right, so the no BG fill has to be adjusted. Go back there. Let's go ahead and flip our conditions one more time. The no BG fill will have been set to fixed width somewhere as well, probably. Nope. So what is happening there then? Padding is different. Ah, yeah, okay. So actually that's the right thing. That should be happening. In fact, let me just make sure that it's doing. I'm gonna explain why in a moment. Let me just make sure that it's doing. Oh, you see that bug right there? It's kind of reapplying the. The visibilities. Let's see. I think that's back to the state that we wanted. Beautiful. I think that's working well. I'm going to explain why in a second. Yeah, so the reason why is because our padding changes on these ones. This is not doing what it should be doing. I'm going to show you in a moment what it should be doing instead. Okay, good. So two things to fix. First of all, on hover of let's see, left icon is okay. BG fill, left icon. This should be growing. That's where we wanted to have the minus 90 that I almost added before. This is going to be minus 15. 620%, I believe. Except it's not on this element. Sorry about that. It should be here. Okay, so see, 680 actually. This is correct here. I think it won't be on the right icon variant. So just go ahead and flip those one more time. It's a little bit annoying, but it's much less annoying than, than having to do it on the way that we had it before, like detaching the properties or whatever. Cool. So this is the issue. That's set to minus 15 and anchored to the right. This one is not. So we're going to go ahead and do this. This is not going to be anchored there. And this set to 680%. That should do it. Flip our conditions back to yes. There we go. Should be working now. Okay. So we won't see that one because I didn't change the color. Here, this one is working. You see that? And that's also why we have that shift in padding. Okay, lots of things to fix here. So let's see. Let's start with this one again. So left icon, no BG is the one we're going to tackle now. It's a secondary hover, left icon, no BG. All right, so all we need to do is add a condition to this one and to this one. And now we're going to go ahead and show it. All right. So left icon, no BG. The icon BG fill is growing as intended. Okay. This text color is tied to the property. What else could be happening here? Just go ahead and change this to like a pink to make sure that we're seeing it. Is there an opacity happening here? Why is it like that? Oh, did I set that color? Ah, okay, got it. Cool. So yeah, it is growing the way that it should. Give me a second as I figure this out. Okay. Everything looks right. Yeah. All right, so let's double check by going back here. Set our conditions back to yes. Okay, that's fine. Let's do it manually, that's okay. And let's see here if we can see again what's happening. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the color that's set here is set to transparent, but the hover color should be changing. So let's see here. So the secondary dark, no BG. Perfect. Secondary dark, no BG on hover. The color of the icon BG fill, first of all, it's not connected. Don't know why. So does that mean that it's not connected here either? Let's see. Ah, no, sorry. It's not that it's not connected. It's just set to transparent. It's set manually here. So it's set to transparent. So we want to have it be full, like fully opaque here on hover. And I think, trying to remember what was supposed to be our hover state for this, but I think that's that. Then our icon becomes light. And our text color also becomes light. I think that was it. Let's see. Should do it. Oh, and I have to set back the visibilities, of course. So here it'll be yes and yes. I think that should do it. Cool. Yeah, so you see, just gotta add a transition there. It's kind of what we want. Okay. We had a transition here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and copy that over. To here. Let's see. Okay. We have to add a transition. Let's see, on here on everything. was trying to think if what I'm changing there on hover is actually gonna transition. So I guess that's the last piece of the puzzle to figure out. Why it doesn't transition back out, I don't know, but I think I have an idea of why. Let's see. Primary and then hover. Should we do that? Maybe. So on primary, this one, the left icon, no BG, icon BG is there. Sorry, not on primary, but on before hover. And then it goes over there. Is there something else that's changing? Just the width and the height. Here also. Oh, I'm comparing the wrong ones. Apologies for that. So here and here. Okay. Yeah, it should be transitioning. They are the same properties. Yeah, this hover out. I don't think that's it. Who knows? Yeah. So the hover out event transition once general or mouse leave, I guess. Let me go ahead and reset this. I'm just gonna go over to the side here and figure out how to make it go back. We have a couple of other things that aren't transitioning there. Yeah, this one's doing everything that it should. You see it's moving the icon, changing the color, moving the BG. This one is not. Something is not something's not quite right there. Maybe it's because I've changed those visibility options. Because what happens is like, yeah, let me check that. That might be the reason actually. Because when I was doing it, I was doing it mostly for the secondary one. So like, see like this, the visibility on this. And that is still like, it doesn't have the conditions. I mean, I guess that's not the reason because this one has it. That's pretty weird. Let's check it again. Yeah, still kind of like resetting, like reopening the project, because sometimes some things like that I don't really see the reason for are just bugging. But I think here it's something that I set up wrong. That's a feeling that I have. Yeah, definitely something's not right there. So what's the difference between those two? Let's check. Between primary and hover, nothing's changing on that end. But here, for example, primary dark on hover. The only thing that changes is the text color. What if I change the BG fill to something? Let's see if that's what's causing it. It's not even working, actually. Primary with BG dark hover. Now, I don't get why that didn't update. Because this is a secondary, is it? Yes, that's why. Okay, so we're not looking at primary, we're looking at secondary. That's better. So it means that it's just a matter of something being different between these two. There we go. I think that's the reason. I think that's because I'm updating the BG color there. Nope, not the reason at all. That's so interesting. Okay, but we're zeroing in on the issue. So I'm gonna end this live in about 10 minutes and then just cap it at the 1 hour mark and then start another one to continue talking about the same topics. Cool. So this is changing the text color and nothing else. Changing just colors of things, that's fine. So maybe that means that there's something wrong inside. One is BG fill, the other one is no BG fill. Is that right? Yes, it is. Okay, so that's probably where the issue is. So BG fill, this stack, let's just compare them. BG fill on hover. The stack is set to -4. This one is set to 0. Yeah, actually it's a good point. It should be set to -4. Because of the, it's like I'm adding, I would add it as padding as if this wasn't an absolute position element. Okay, our widths are completely different. So there's something that's changing a lot here. For one thing, this should be set to end also. But still, why is it that the widths are so different? Height is set to 10. It's quite weird. I'm going to show both of them because I want to see if I can tell what's happening by looking at them side by side. Okay. Okay, let's see here. The secondary with BG on hover. Just changing text color. Yeah, problem is definitely in here somewhere. So secondary with left icon with BG. Let's see. It doesn't really matter, but it's fine. Nothing's different there. Okay. Yeah, that should be set to 10 pixels actually. That's why that's broken. Still beats me why it's not transitioning back. You see, it's like it is transitioning other things. Is there a transition on this element? Maybe that's the difference here. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah, have no idea. Okay. Let's end our live stream here and continue on the next one. Thank you very much for watching so far, and I will see you on the next episode. Thanks.